cats. We missed you. I'm Mo. I'm very lucky to call myself your mistress. Cats, she's, theys, and fays, and keeper of cats and candles this evening as we take a deep dive into the world of Candlekeep Mysteries, episode 8 out of 10. We are nearing the end. It is bittersweet. Things are definitely going to ramp up at the end of this episode. I'm very excited, but all good things must come to an end. This is a limited series, and it's every Friday night at 7 p.m. EST through the end of September. So I'm just taking a deep breath. Everybody take one with me, please. Uh, as for a couple of announcements today, I just want to remind you we are here on Thursdays, but we have a brand new game starting as soon as tomorrow here on Girls Run These Worlds, and it is our new Waterdeep Anatomy campaign. It is run by Michelle. I'm very excited. It's a 5e game, kind of like Grey's Anatomy style. Saturday is 6 to 9 p.m. EST. There's I believe 3 episodes. It's a 3-episode arc, so September 10th through 24th. It'll be done here in a couple next week. We're on episode 2 tomorrow, I believe, out of 3. And it's also September. So if anybody has an extra couple bucks that you want to throw our way, we have wonderful GMs and DMs on this channel. That would be very appreciative. Both themselves and their players work very hard to make all of our shows happen. And Twitch takes the money hit from the Bezos tax on Prime subs. So if you want to go ahead and throw that our way, I don't think he'll miss it. We need 5 more subs to meet our sub goal. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I would love to let all of my players introduce themselves. I think I've done enough for the channel this evening. So if you guys wouldn't mind just giving us your name, your pronouns, who you're playing, and just give me a fun fact about yourself this week if you want, or just say something uplifting. Because we're down one person who will hopefully be here, and we're down another person who can't be here this evening, so we're running on a short cast. So I just would love everybody to say something nice, either about yourself or another player or about the world. That sounds so good to me right now. We're gonna go ahead and start with Beth. Beth, you good with starting this evening?
Absolutely. We should absolutely start with peace and love. My name is Beth. I am playing Peace and Love, the centaur hippie cleric whose mission is absolutely to spread calm and happy and joy. So happy to be back here this time. My pronouns are they, them. P's pronouns are anything at all, because really, what's a corporeal form? Something nice something nice something nice about the world is just the opportunity to step into your character and become someone else and put on your pretty lights and put on your colors and absorb the goodness that is this fictional reality. It's beautiful. This game is beautiful, so let's make the most beautiful things we can, despite the number of people who are here.
Amazing. I love that. That was so good. Baba Yaga, how about you go next, buddy?
Hello, I am Baba Yaga, she, they pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Soren Snack Cadoni, who also has she, they pronouns. Um, and I'm excited. I get to take my kids to my home state next month for like the first time. And I'm gonna go buy a burger at the stand where like I grew up. Everybody would either go up skiing or when you're going river rafting. So I get to share some like autumn homey goodness with my little babies for the first time. That's my good thing I'm looking forward to.
That's amazing. I love that. So good. Hype Goblin, you're up next.
Uh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Sarah Roberts, or the Hype Goblin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Tana Graceland Glimspark, our party's evocation wizard. And my thing is that it's really difficult to be just a person in this day and age. So if there's anyone out there who's struggling or having a hard time or going through a dark time, just know that you are important to people in your life and that there are people out there who love you. And no matter how you may feel about yourself today, you absolutely do matter. That's it.
Fuck yeah. I mean, sorry
Wow.
to be a little crass, but yes.
That was so good. Wow. Thank you guys for that. I needed that this evening. Great. Perfect. Uh now I'm just gonna go ahead and do last week's brief and most accurate app because we had a really good game last week, and I would like to highlight that. And it's been a long 6 days, so I would just like to remind everybody kind of where we're at, so we have at least a little bit of a chance of getting back into things. Oh shoot, I hear myself. I hear myself. Oh, I thought I have them on Chrome. Let me do that again. Let me change the situation. Give me 2 seconds. If anybody else would like to share something fun while I do this real quick. Oh, the link's invalid. Link is invalid. I'm so sorry.
So,
Cool.
fun thing, my kids are potty training, and that's interesting. But they're
I am so
doing really
sorry.
good. They're doing so good. Like twice today, my daughter was like, "Oh, I have to go potty," and actually did. So, like,
I
I'm so
nanny I nanny for a 3-year-old who's currently potty training, and he tries to scam us out of getting M&Ms.
oh yeah, I don't do the
Yeah.
bribery thing.
Yeah. It's the
I'm
worst.
yeah, that I remember like my younger cousins doing having that and like what the stuff, the shenanigans when I was like 6. So I I learned early.
Yes, I should be good. Perfect.
And back to your scheduled broadcast.
This is so good. This is the kind of unhinged production stuff that I'm surprised this hasn't happened to me more often. Totally my fault, production. So sorry for not looking at my link. Good night, Darcy, and anybody else in Europe time. We love you guys. Um, why have lions, tigers, and bears when you can have orcs and dwarves and elves dressed as bad farm animals in bad masks? This tower is teetering, and our players were tottering through the levels like old MacDonald his goddamn self. Herding cult members seems pretty easy so far, given the circumstances. In this race against the clock, we have time. Well, we have time to stop the eruption of the rockets below, or do we have no leverage in leveling the playing field? Gertrude puts on a hell of a date, and the chasm, now channeling Candlekeep's darkest depths, holds secrets beyond what can be seen, including the bottom of the rift itself. In the distance, mushrooms are shoved under library desks, and wyverns scream loudly and wildly in the sky above. But right now, we traverse the brick of a makeshift rocket in a brief attempt to keep all of the books in Candlekeep where they belong, on their shelves, no matter the size of the collection. And that brings us to the present. When I left you all last week, we were at the very top of the rocket in the observatory. Tana is currently being hovered over the captain's chair, Uppy's style, by soaring, and you all have learned the force settings on the lever in front of you. Tana, more specifically, I will conveniently I'll restate what these are right now for you guys, just to kind of bring us back. And you also know that there is a glyph of warning spell on the red ruby atop the lever. Um, More than likely insinuating that if you do the wrong thing with the lever, something will happen, but you're not exactly sure what. We've got coop, shed, stable, um, and there is currently it looks like the position is in stable. From what you guys can tell, it's pretty shoddily made, not gonna lie. And then there's also the steering wheel. And what I didn't tell you guys last week, so that we would have something to start on this week as a little bit of a conversation starter, Tana found the trajectory. Not well, didn't find the trajectory documents that she was looking for about where this thing was going, but we did find a piece of paper with numbers on it. 626 to 666 is what the paper said. The glowing numerals that are on the steering wheel currently read 646, which falls within that threshold. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, brain. So yeah, this is what is going on. Tana, if you're willing to touch the steering wheel, you can to see what happens to the number if you turn it. You don't have to, but you can tell that it's kind of on like a dial system. Like those old locks that you'd put on your locker, like in middle school, where you have to kind of turn the numbers. That's the kind of style that this is on. There's a couple of wooden wheels that turn, and the 646 is on there right now. So that is all you guys have learned about this observatory room. Um, what are we all doing? Other than
Holding a gnome. I'm holding a gnome.
right.
That's
Uh,
me.
yeah, I mean, like, I guess I'll just like if any lifting that needs, like, as long as I need to, because I'm really Soren ain't the smartest. I can intuit some things, but figuring out the patterns of this is going to be difficult for both Soren and for Baba Yaga. I got a migraine still, so um I can. Does anybody have an idea before I start like saying, "Oh, here's the random shit that I can do that might help"?
Hmm.
Um, okay, so just to make sure I have it down, we have 3 levers. Or
One
no, we
lever,
have 1
3
lever.
slots.
1 lever, 3
Yes.
slots. Okay.
Got the number correct. Yes.
Okay. Um, are there
You have
any are there any books or bookcases or like tables within this room that we haven't searched yet?
in this room, the
Mhm.
bookcases are actually bare in this room. All of
Okay.
the books that you guys would have found have been on the lower levels. Pretty much the only interesting thing in here is the situation that you guys are currently dealing with, which is the captain's chair, the lever, and the steering wheel. And then obviously the observatory itself, um, being the giant telescope in the center of the room. But it's kind of hard to see right now because the ceiling is closed. And you really don't know how to open the ceiling. So there's nothing in this room, at least at a first
Okay.
glance, that would do that for you. You're more than welcome to look in it anyway, if you'd like.
Um, did anyone no, I void gaze when I nap with my eyes open. Did anyone see anything on any of the other levels that might be instructions or a manual or a note of some sort that might there I don't know what the numbers do.
And she points to the numbers on the console.
Well, we could maybe try swinging it a little bit to see what direction makes the numbers go up and down. Because I think that's what it seems. If it's here, then it has to be somehow related to circle. You can break a circle into 6 pieces, into 3 pieces. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
I like where your head's at, but if I touch that dial or the lever and it does the wrong thing, I don't know what that glyph is going to do.
I mean, I could maybe summon a friend to help us to that would be able to touch the dial and manipulate it. I don't think they would like it very much, but I can summon a fey spirit, like like a familiar kind of thing.
I could do that.
Is it unethical to summon a being to do a deed that might kill them, knowing that it might kill them?
I mean, are you summoning a construct?
No, it's a fancy thing. It's a thing for a summon fey spell. So from
Okay.
my yeah, and I can do it where the spell's duration becomes a minute, and I don't have to concentrate on summoning the fey, the trickster spirit. I think is what they're like mirthful, tricksful, and yeah. But I don't know if that would work, and I don't know how I feel about that now that I've thought about the ethics
Listen,
of
I feel
sending.
if you are pulling somebody from the Fey realm, I would just suggest not giving them your name at the top of a tower that might end up going into space very soon. That's all I have to
That
say
is,
about that.
yeah. Um,
Mm,
hmm.
shit. I mean, we could just fuck around and find out. That's always good.
That is true. That is always good. Oh, wait, I don't know that there's anything in the cards that would help us with this. What about?
Okay, is the lever in the up position?
The lever is currently, if there's slot 1, slot 2, and
Mhm.
slot 3 on a small half circle, it is currently facing like the right at an angle. So the middle one it would be straight up, and then it would be at an angle on the left as well. So it
We
is
could tie
pulled. It is pulled towards the captain's chair.
we could tie a rope to it and then yank it in the direction that we want it to go from a distance of like as far as we can towards the wall.
Yeah. If you misty step, will the end of the rope misty step with you?
No.
Oh.
I could dimension door with it, but I can only do that so many times, and those are like the big spell slots. So I don't know that I want to do that.
No. There's better use of your skills.
I mean, I could just pull a card out of my deck and see what happens. It might help, it might not.
I mean, shoot, might as well this one.
I will say
Mm.
this: you guys received the 10-minute warning where we ended
Mhm.
last session.
Mhm.
I am running this in 10 minutes of what I perceive D&D time to be. So I don't have a timer set per se, just because you guys are down a player. Bobby Yaga, I think you missed that announcement in pre-production. Real quick, if anybody wants to give me an investigation check just by looking at the lever in the steering wheel, I will allow it.
I would love to.
Yep, I'm not good at it, but I will give it the college try.
Can
I
I
will
can I
say-
say that I'm getting assistance so I can have advantage?
I was going to say because you
Yeah.
are over both of them. I mean, they're gnome sized because the person who's going to be doing this is also a gnome. The captain's also a gnome, Stonky. So
Oh, stonky.
yeah,
I like
so
to
would say
think
you particularly are at an advantage.
I like to think that this is like a weird like D&D Mission Impossible and I'm just being dangled over everything.
Do you have like suspenders or anything, Tana? That like
I
Soren
mean,
would
I'm
be
wearing
like,
pants, so I probably have a belt loop.
like basket style. Like,
Just hold the gnome over.
I do that with my kids all the time. I know that exact
no.
pose. I know I can do exactly 64.7 pounds with one hand. So we're good. I can hold a gnome.
Amazing.
How much was that last week that Mo was lifting? The little cat I noticed. There was
Like 4 pounds, maybe. I am so weak.
Oh.
I'll write that in my biography myself. That.
I rolled a 21 on investigation.
Did you?
I
Great.
did.
That's perfect. You would assume naturally that because everybody downstairs seemed bothered, that everything's going well. Everybody was strapped in on the second floor, ready to go. Nobody's willing to tell you anything, but nobody seems afraid of you or the fact that you're here. So chances are the lever is currently in the correct position. You don't know what the correct position does, but you know that it is doing what it's supposed to do. Also, you would assume that the 646 on the steering wheel is also correct because the captain's not up here freaking out. So, that's all I have to say about that. With a 21, that is very easy for me to give you. So, if you're going to mess with anything, you are going to mess up this launch.
You want to just spin a dial and see what number it lands on?
Yeah. I mean,
I like those odds.
I can hit something too.
How about
There's 3 dials to change the number.
Yeah.
how about we each spin a dial, see what happens? Fuck around and
Yes.
find out.
Yes. Age-old tradition among the orcs, which does not work out very well for the orcs all the time, just to warn y'all.
All right.
How are
me
you
your
guys
dial.
doing this? Okay. Grabby hands.
So one hand on the gnome, the other hand on a dial. Whoosh,
This
Vegas,
is what
baby.
I'm picturing. This would make a great poster, like Tana being dangled at like everybody. This is like looking directly on you guys, and then soaring directly in the back as like the medium-sized person, and then the horse spot. Like, you guys towering over you as peas in the back, you know, like
Yep.
leaning over. Yeah, so it's great. Everybody can ease a dial. If you'd like. Is everybody touching them simultaneously or are we just going nuts?
Can I ask that we roll a dice of the corresponding amount of numbers that would be on the dial, so we each just get a random number?
Yes, I will say, roll me. Yeah, just everybody roll me like a d10.
All right.
Okay.
On the count of three.
Wait, I don't know how to roll in D20. Let me find the dice.
And we'll consider a 1 and a 10 both like a 10's a 0
Okay.
technically. So
Yeah.
10's a 0.
Yep.
Give me dice. Okay, I'm ready.
And then you guys tell me what order these are in too.
I'll take whatever dial you want to put me at, Soaring.
Okay, then Tiny's gonna be in the middle.
Okay.
Bookshelf to my giant horse lady or person, excuse me, and
Beautiful.
an orc.
All right, 1 for the money.
2 for the
For
show.
the show. 3 to get ready. 4 to roll.
Oh my god. Positively un. All right, spot number 1, hit me.
P.
I got a 2.
2, perfect.
I got a
Hannah.
5.
Right?
I got a
Alright.
6. I spun it
Great.
so hard it went all the way around.
2, 5, 6. Great. Wonderful. Yeah, you guys instantly hear the gears in the steering wheel because you didn't turn the steering wheel, and that's the mechanism you're like supposed to turn it and helps. So you guys kind of break the steering wheel a little bit, so the numbers become stuck where you put them. And you feel that the whole tower, after being tilted on a slant a little bit by Adara trying to use gravity on one of the edges at the bottom, a little bit earlier today, the tower leans even further down to the ground. So the tower is not horizontal, but we're talking like a 30-degree angle. Like this whole place just became very difficult terrain. It is
Oops.
being held up by a will and a prayer. So I need to know, what is everybody doing? P, you are probably having an especially hard time unless you have rubber horseshoes slipping on this wooden floor. I'm just
P
telling you.
is definitely kind of scrambling, trying to keep balance and like, okay, so what's our next step? What do we do? Do we break it more? Do we get out of here?
I didn't think that far ahead.
There is still the lever.
Should we pull the lever, Crunk?
We should pull the lever. Crunch.
Pull the lever!
All right.
Tana's gonna reach out for the lever while being held.
Pull me back.
Okay, are you
Or to
putting
the
it
side.
are you putting it in the middle or on the other?
Hang on. Odds, middle, evens, other side. Evens, other side.
Other side? Okay. Hannah, this is what you hear. The automated voice that was very soon going to go off. You hear kind of a like electricity in the walls kind of simmering down to a nothing. And you hear the fuzz, almost like you're holding your hand up to an old TV. That like static that you can feel on the surface. You hear that in your inner ear as the voice over the intercom comes across as static. And you don't know what that means, but you no longer hear the whir of the timer.
I think we stopped it.
It feels like a good sign.
That would be good. I mean, it's a JJ. Or I mean, it's a triple.
uh, I just want to real quick, production, if you're available, can we have like 3 minutes? This isn't like our technical break. I just really quick need to do a quick like
We have some housekeeping we got to do.
Tiny bit of housekeeping. Little teeny tiny bit.
I pinged our producer.
Great. Perfect. Just because we can't see you, JJ. That's that's what it is. So we're not leaving very long. I just need enough to let production let JJ's beautiful face be screen. That's it.
Yep.
Yes.
And we can see you in our chat, obviously. It's just on the stream. Yeah. Don't flip us off. Oh my gosh. JJ,
Oh,
how
no.
rude.
JJ. Oh man. Okay. Happy to be alive. Great.
I actually need to step away for just a second to get the kids uncrying, but I'll
That's
be
okay.
right back.
Sure. We're doing like it'll be like a 5-minute break situation as soon as we get production back. Great.
What's everyone's favorite animal fact?
Animal fact. What?
You know, you didn't think you were gonna come up in here and learn that, but yep, hippos, cute but deadly. Yes, somebody made a stat block for one. Okay, so I don't know if you guys probably didn't see the thread on Twitter, but we're having a great time. So basically, somebody had tagged me with a picture of a hippo, and they said, and a whole bunch of other people they tagged, and they were like, how would you, throw this into your game, like, whatever. So people were saying like random encounters, but not me. I threw up a whole story. I named that hippo Humberto. Okay, Humberto, we love you. And I gave him a whole, like, he was the BBEG. I'm trying to tell y'all. And so then he got snatched by somebody named Dragon Crown Games. So if you see Dragon Crown Games, I need you guys to let that person know nicely that they need to give Umberto back to me because that is my baby. He is mine. Okay. He trying to co-parent. That's not happening. I am the parent. Okay. I'm the mother. Thank you. And so, anyways, as the whole conversation and the whole shenanigans were going back and forth, somebody made a stat block for a hippo, BBEG, and one of them was about the fact that they poop, that they do, like, they splatter poop at you. It was incredible. I will have to find it and tag all of you because now I feel like I need to share this with you all. It can't just be me and the people in that thread who saw it. You guys need to see the stat block. It is amazingly detailed. Yes, and it's like it poops on you and you hallucinate. It was incredible. It was an incredible stat block. You have no idea. It was amazing. It was actually amazing, and it was the fact that like you're like literally tripping balls. Like you're like, how are you gonna fight this thing? It was incredible. I have to share. More people need to know about this.
Wow.
My favorite animal fact is that octopuses don't have tentacles; they have arms.
I like how ours is so normal. I love
The
that.
little suckers on them go all the way along the appendage. It's considered an arm.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Okay, perfect. Well, JJ, do me a favor. Turn on your captions, or if you need a new caption link.
Yeah, I need a caption link.
All right, just
Okay.
there we go. Perfect. Go ahead and shoot production a quick like, hey, I need a new
Got it.
situation, unless they can hear me, in which you'll receive one chat shortly. Cool. Wonderful. This is going very well. Thank you for being here. Wonderful. Okay, perfect. So, back to our regularly scheduled programming. JJ, all Treble Mist is essentially a movie theater style um, poster that just happened. So the steering wheel is no longer in commission. The buzzing that you guys realized was happening, it was kind of a subconscious buzzing of the timer and the mysterious voice over the intercom system here in this makeshift rocket have both ceased. So you guys are all up top in the observatory area. The only thing that you guys can see right now, um, I will say the only thing you missed is that there are no books up here. Everything else is you got the lever that is now pushed all the way to the left. That's what kind of initiated this change. The steering wheel, as I previously mentioned, has now been essentially broken. And the giant part of the not useful because the ceiling's closed where you'd look out at the sky. So
Okay.
yeah, that's I think I covered everything, right? You were only gone like 20 minutes of actual gameplay, so it's not like we
Yeah.
accomplished much.
Most of which I had my stream on, so
Oh, fair. Great.
I was watching.
Excellent. So yeah, that's where you guys are at. I will say Soaring will be back in like I was gonna say 2 seconds. It was literally 2 seconds. Look at that.
Wow.
Great. All right, team. What are we doing?
How much do you want to bet that we're gonna have to fight our way out of here now that we broke their toy?
I mean, they're gonna be upset. They tried to hold their cool so badly that they're gonna be very upset, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, oh well. They can die mad.
I mean, if they fight us, they just might.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we should try and get out of here.
Yeah, we need to help P. That's gonna be the big one if we're still at an angle. Yeah.
Wait, what's
I
wrong
mean,
with
I'm
P?
always down to be a ferret again if you guys are into that. But
Actually, hang on.
I can speak with
While
animals. I'm good.
Let me
while you're
see.
deciding, from the side of the room, you guys hear a belt snap, like the snap of leather that is breaking in half apart from itself, as a giant safe detaches from the wall, um, and is barreling towards P. P, make me a dex save at disadvantage because it's pretty hard for you to get around right now.
No.
the lower one was a 6.
A 6.
I really hate that for me.
It's okay. The safe hits you right in the legs, pretty much just takes your legs out from under you. I'll say you take a whopping like 6 points of bludgeoning damage. But mostly this is just because you're falling to your knees on the floor all of a sudden. The safe does not seem to be as heavy as you thought it would be, being a metal safe.
Why would you string up an empty safe? That doesn't make sense.
Is it empty?
Should I check?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trevor's gonna
Treble,
go over to the chef. To the
you go to look at this safe. It's very strange on the front. Usually where there'd be a knob like with notches or numbers on the dial, this is a combination lock with a dial that displays tiny images of farm animals in place of numerals. So you got a bull, a cat, a cow, a donkey, a dog, a falcon, a goat, a hen, a horse, a llama, an ox, a pig, a pigeon, a rabbit, a rooster, a sheep, and a turtle.
Oh my goodness.
Got a
Damn.
whole gosh dang farm on here.
It's a zoo.
Yeah, absolutely makes no sense. You can see there are kind of stickers where it looks like somebody had the combination like written on it, like when they first got it. You know how you get it, and it's like either written on the bottom or those stickers have been peeled off. There are
Right.
5 of them. There are 5 stickers. And you were not in the study. Tana, you're the only one who would recognize this other than Adara. Um, you notice this is exuding the same kind of magical energy that the door to the study was.
Oh, we need that. That might open the door to the study. Maybe.
All right.
We should take it.
Take the safe.
Oh, the whole safe is. Okay.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, I
More
don't
like
think
the
you and I
door
can
of the
carry it
safe.
safe. We're like
Hang
3
on.
feet tall.
Let's see. Let's do the wizard. I know a guy, which is also let me consult my spell book.
The wizard, I
Uh,
know a guy.
Is there anything in the study that had like, I don't know, any type of numbers or letters or animal pictures like this that you saw maybe? Maybe?
Well, the people are all dressed up. So, who did we meet? Because we met about 5 or 6 people last week.
Did we? I thought there was like 3.
They
They were tied to the chairs, right?
were tied to the chairs,
mhm.
and then there was like 2 people who actually like kind of half-ass spoke to us. But I think that's like I feel like that's how many people there are downstairs.
Don't they have code names too that have to do with animals?
Yeah,
Maybe their code names unlock the safe.
I just don't remember who.
Am I able to cast out of another wizard spellbook? Because we did find the massive spellbook.
Yes, definitely. You had the time, I will say,
Mhm.
to wait a little bit while you were waiting for the other two to come up from downstairs. While you were
Okay.
waiting for Trouble and Soren to come upstairs, you had a second to look at it for sure.
Okay. Okay. Also, P, would you like to be something that can move around more easily in a cockeyed spaceship?
That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much. I would be ever so grateful.
Boom, you're a panther. You have a climbing speed. Let me send this to you. Link to the stats is in chat for you, and then everybody easier with D&D Beyond to just look things up. The thing I will have everybody know about casting from another wizard spellbook is that I have not read through the spell in a very long time. So let me just read through the spell and see if I can help with this.
It's authentic because you essentially just skimmed all of the spells that you read through before, so it's authentic, you know, for the stream. Really get into the character, Tana.
It was
Really good.
totally on purpose to
Sure.
get into the character.
Totally
Yeah.
accidentally 100% mostly on purpose 60% of the time.
Which is also in character.
So the lock itself,
Yep.
is the lock magical or just it's protected by magic?
The door. It is that same kind of
The
like
door.
a shimmering, you can't get past this without like a knock spell that you guys did before. Or like
I
you
used to mention door
mentioned
before.
door. Yeah.
Would dispel
Adara
magic work?
mentioned knock. Dispel magic, depending on level it.
If it's
will let you
cast
know.
out okay, if it's cast out of the book, I think it's at the lowest level. So what else is in the book?
I have
knock is in
dispel
the book.
magic. Oh,
I will use knock. It's in the
Okay.
book.
Knock is a second level.
Is it? Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and cast knock, you open up the safe. You see opening the safe the pig, the goat, the llama, the hen, and the rooster, animals that you guys have not seen, kind of glow red before the dial turns itself rather quickly, before slowing to a stop. And the safe is empty, except for a small piece of paper that says coop, shed, stable. Next to these 3 words, stable says blast off, shed says delay, and coop says abort. And in the fine print, the abort the coop, this is inoperable for 24 hours now. So, I mean, there's literally nothing the captain can do. So, your instincts, Soaring, were correct. This guy is probably going to be very angry.
All right. It's just his last work. I mean, big deal. Come on. Just start again. Find a new project. Oh no. Okay. Well, I really don't. Soren does not give a rat's ass. This dude stole from people that they like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, no, you and your weird animal people, like, go have your colony somewhere. That's fine, but no, it's a sex cult.
As you guys are discussing the possibilities of exactly what this cult could stand for, other than the books that they're smuggling out of Candlekeep and the essentially D&D version of duct taping them all themselves to the chairs, you hear a small commotion coming from downstairs as those that are currently strapped into seats they couldn't make themselves get out of are struggling against their bindings like you would not believe. They're all making their corresponding animal sounds as they do this. It is not very pleasant sounding because none of them were theater kids in high school. Um, Could be better. I won't lie.
That's kind of amazing. Uh, are there any windows that we could make our exit now that it's 30% tilted or 30 degrees tilted?
You guys would have to like get onto the ceiling. I will say the panther would probably have the best dexterity to do this. But you're unsure if the ceiling looks like it's on like a retractable situation, like some of the windows are stable and stagnant, they never move, and the ones in the center like retract and fold on top of each other in kind of a linear fashion. So you're really not sure how you would go about opening those because the top one looks to be stacked on top of the one below it. So you wouldn't exactly be able to push the lowest one or anything. Like you have to push the top one first, and the only leverage to get onto the top one is to be on top of the building.
Mm,
So
okay. Well, meh. That was my idea. Uh, shall we go and maybe free them? I mean, do we want to let them loose or just let them hang there? I mean, I'm
Oh
gonna take by the
no.
silence that we're gonna let them hang there and just try to walk by.
I
That's
feel
okay.
like that's what you and I would do. I don't know about the rest of the party. And then Trouble's gonna look at Pete
Oh,
in cougar form.
oh.
Panther form.
Um, I mean, we're probably gonna pick a fight with them if we do it, but I think we should let them go just in case, this place crumbles.
Yeah. I mean,
He
like,
is gonna rub against Tana's leg and like flick a tail, like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think P agrees. Either that or they want ear scritches.
Well, definitely ear scritches for sure.
yeah.
And I that sounds like P. He would
The
probably
party
do
just
them.
breaks down and surrounds P and his belly scratches, ear scratches. Who's a good baby?
oh no.
Oh gosh.
I like how we
No.
pause and do that and totally are not like concerned about these other people. Like we're just like it's a good kitty.
While that's going on, I will do. I'll cast Magic Missile at 2nd level, specifically to target the ropes, to just kind of cut the ropes from a distance. So 1 dart will go to each set of ropes.
Okay. Yeah, you start
Hold
to
on!
let start to let fly in the general direction of the 4 that were bolted to the floor and strapped in, all by their own doing. They were all doing this on purpose. None of this was happening against their will. But yeah, these folks are definitely they knew better. We got Donkey Biscuit, Duck Bean, Goat Beat, and Horse Egg. Were their names, and they all kind of help each other finish unstrapping. They were bound by their arms, their thighs, and their feet. So I'm assuming you get their arms. Or maybe you get like on one you get their arms, on one you get their feet. Like either way, as long as one person's arms are good, you're fine. Everybody figures it out the rest of the way. And they all kind of look around and they look like they're listening for something. And when they don't hear it, all four of them race down the stairs to the
Ah.
first floor.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay. Ah,
They don't even question it.
Wow, not even a thank you. Really?
I?
Is it like a terrified, like, oh god, it's an earthquake type of thing, or I need to find my boss type of thing?
We are just that intimidating as a party.
They look
Agreed.
like they look like they are looking for boss.
Okay, I'm not worried. Sorry, whatever. If it was like an earthquake, like, oh, we need to get out of the building, then I'd be like, okay, no, we need to
Right,
go
like
right now.
it's gonna explode now.
Mhm. No, I hope not.
Yeah, they
I'm
look
sure they're
very
like,
upset.
I think we should follow them mostly because they need to give Tana a thank you. Excuse me, that was rude. They just left.
Manners matter.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So yeah, follow after.
Okay. So you guys get downstairs back to the first floor situation. Where he's placed, that's fine. I'll fix it downstairs. You guys don't see anybody on the first floor. When you get down there, the door that you had opened with treble soaring is still open.
Oh, they done went to those cockroach things. That's what I said.
I went to
I'm gonna say
what?
the story. There's some robotic cockroach dog things downstairs.
The babies
Skitterwidgets
are
and
cute.
kitterwidgets or kitty
Yeah.
widgets.
Don't touch the babies though, because
Yeah.
then the adults get really upset.
Real mad. I just tried to feed it and it whatever.
I know she was trying to be so nice, and they were rude.
I'm a
Soren was
ranger. I range. The animals are in that
animals.
range.
You know, the vibes were there. Not with them.
Not with the grown-ups. No, they got prejudice. Anyway.
Yeah, like it's the prejudice for me.
Yeah. So, are you guys going down?
Yeah.
Be like, I'll go first. Whatever you do, like I said, don't feed the babies. Don't
I'll-
touch them. You can look at them. Just don't touch them.
Okay. I won't. I might try to touch it, but I'll try not
No,
to.
resist.
I
the
mean,
urge.
they're cute. They're so cute. But no, they're very hostile, very protective. Let's go down and fuck shit up.
Let's see those things again.
Yeah. Let's go
So-
fight those bugs.
Excellent. As you guys get downstairs, it is wide open air down here. Now that the building is pretty much almost on its side. The actual the actual bottom of this thing, you can see it's being held in place by the rubble that's still left. Thankfully, the tower is not weighed down on the top by books. It's very bottom heavy. So the four giant fiery masses that were sputtering just a little bit from that kind of fake takeoff that you guys experienced earlier that resulted in the rift that's now going through Candlekeep, they are gradually getting cold to the touch. You probably would not be afraid to go underneath them right now. I will say the door is now open, the one that you guys failed in opening before, and The kitty widgets and the skitter widgets are all gone.
Okay, now I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. They were really here. Soren will back
Like
me up.
there's
were-
the nest right there. They didn't move the nest, so you can see like their little, and you can see those. That's where I dropped some scrap.
Mhm.
Anyway, and we didn't try to even open this door down here. We were so concerned about y'all that we saw
Yes,
that there was a locked door, and for once we both said no, we need to get upstairs and help our friends. So
that's
just
right.
so
That's
everybody
right.
knows, that's what
Just so
happened.
everybody knows. And then Trouble's gonna like politely go up to the door and like give it a little kick, like I hate you. I hate you. Just a whisper to the door, I hate you.
Oh, we're already open that. Oh, okay. Greater invisibility.
Greater invisibility.
Not even mage armor, just Tana's going invisible.
Wow.
Good choice.
Great. Okay. So, I will say this. Tana,
Hmm.
do me a favor. Give me a perception check.
I don't like this. It's an 8.
An 8.
Yes.
Okay. E, give me a perception check as a panther. Because you're in the back right now.
As a panther.
Now, just to be clear, how does that change for rolling?
Still roll with your stuff for making it easy right now.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
It should be if it was polymorph, then they keep the mental stats and right. It's been a while,
I
but
think so. Just like attacks and stuff or
yeah, it's the
random attacks,
physical
yeah.
ones that change.
Apparently, there's like a fly or something because that was a 7, and
Meow.
Kitty Cat P is wondering where Tana just went.
I smell her. Where? What?
Great. Perfect. None of you guys immediately notice, but I'm gonna put you guys. Tana, you grabbed the deck of many things from Ginny. It's an interesting thing, the deck of many things. Occasionally a card will just fall out of your pocket.
Oops. Sorry.
You see as you walk down the stairs, the panther paying absolutely no mind. Adara is the one to see the card on the floor. And you see them pick it up and stare at it for a second before looking up at all of the rest of you, kind of in a dazed haze, almost like, where am I? What is this? And it's not because the building is on its side. It's not because the door is mysteriously wide open and Soaring is charging into it like she's never seen a prettier door in her entire life. It's not because the skitter widgets and the kitty widgets are gone because Adara had never seen them before, so they don't know what they're missing. And it's definitely not because P is a panther, because they witnessed that happen in front of their very eyes. All of a sudden, the confusion becomes calm. And anybody who is currently looking at Adara watches as they begin to become mist and sink back almost into the air above you guys, trailing up the staircase, and probably what would be the front door, as if drifting off on the wind. The card falls to the ground, the back becoming black, as the card has now been used. Magic is waning and lost. Does anybody want to pick it up? Now safe to do so.
I'll do it.
Hannah, you're gonna look back at the card that you dropped.
Yeah.
This card, funny enough, has the title Leveling the Party listed at the top. And down at the bottom, it says nothing else other than there can only be one. And below that, there is a crossed off picture of a spell book. There's a crossed off picture of a bow and arrow, shield, and a knife. But they are all check marks. They're not like a red circle like the one on the spell book is. Almost like this card decided there could only be one wizard in the party. But the caveat of this, at the bottom of the card, the fine print, the asterisk after there can only be one, if you will. It is said that with this card, all of you, because we're leveling the party, not leveling the playing field, this isn't supposed to hurt any of you guys. Adara was left with 132 hit points divided by 4. Your temporary hit points for the next 24 hours are 30. What an
Okay.
even wonderful number that is.
Holy cow.
Okay.
He is
If you're-
gonna like kind of bow her head like in a sort of prayer in a cat way.
Cat
In a
prayer.
cat way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Soren's so far ahead. She would turn around just to like probably see the trail essence and just be like, "Oh no," like, because Air Ganassi, like I've seen that kind of. Oh no. Uh, all right.
Is Adara going on a trip? Is that Trouble's like completely confused. I don't know what's going on.
Don't know if they exist anymore.
I mean, they kind of just turned into actual like air.
Yeah.
Air
Yeah.
Dara. Sorry. Air Dara.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
pretty.
this means they wind up wherever their wife is. Because
This
their
is
wife became
true.
a god. That's
true.
technically one step
Oh.
closer. So
That really could be it though, because like like if their spouse, if they've transcended to another, like, oh my gosh, I bet that's what happened.
maybe.
That's really nice. I'm
Trouble.
gonna believe. I choose to believe.
Yeah, Trouble is gonna take a lemonade out of her bag. Is just gonna pour one out for the homie Adara. We'll miss you.
Take out one of Ginny's lemonades. I will say this. P, no one will know this but you, being the Panther. You can't speak at this current moment. You being the closest one to a god, you do get the idea that if this wasn't a godly intervention sort of a situation, that the ashes would have just fallen. They would not have ascended up the stairs. You can't really say that right now. But you get the feeling that that is exactly what happened, that they are cursed.
P is gonna get up and start rubbing on everyone's legs, kind of in a reassuring manner, because what else can P do?
Oh.
I mean,
I think-
I do have the
I think
spell
we
speak
want
with
more
animals.
stitches.
Soren, do you want to say that you cast it? Like when the polymorph happened?
Yeah, I was just looking to see what the duration is on it. It's 10 minutes, so
Okay.
I'll use a first level spell slot to be able to communicate with P, or at least be translator.
Meanwhile, I'm just
A
giving
good
scritches.
idea.
I'm just scritching.
Scritchin'.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
Amazing.
so many scritches.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there are now just the 4 of you. Is everybody approaching the doorway that is now wide open?
Yep, me first, kicking the door.
You can be. Well, Soaring's already in front, so are you
But
shoving?
I will.
We are very aggressive to the door as we pass by.
Like you haven't been before. You guys,
Yeah.
you're attacking it.
This is like anime nemesis type beef right here with the
Mhm.
door. Trouble versus
I'll
the door.
I'll walk in with P, and they'll just feel Tana's tiny little hand, since I'm still invisible, like on their side, walking next to them, so you know where I am.
Like how nobody's questioned that whatsoever. It's just like, oh, shit happened, and Adara's gone, and so is Tana. But she's fine. We saw Adara leave. Tana's still here.
Tana,
I feel like
Tana, we saw the shimmer.
I
Yeah.
feel like with Tana, like it's kind of like in What We Do in the Shadows, where Matt Berry's character screams bat every time they turn into a bat. Like she just screamed invisible and then went invisible.
Yes. Yes. I am here for it. I love that. That's adorable. Mm.
I created your and remind myself that you're invisible. Great.
Aha.
So this hallway that you guys are descending upon, you can tell that it is meant to be dark. This is kind of a hallway that recedes into the basement. But with the door wide open and the skylight that you guys have now created, it is just light enough as if there were several torches along the walls. Not that bright, but just bright enough that the giant silverfish that is at the long end of this hallway that appears in front of you guys. Um, you guys can tell with the lights on that are now in here, which you usually should not be able to do, that this is Tana, you would know the programmed illusion spell. This was triggered the second anybody other than a member of this cult entered the door. You would assume you've seen this kind of magic before. It starts to actively race towards you. If this was not a lit hallway and you could not see the active shimmer of the illusion, you guys would be terrified.
I love it. I love it. Haunted house with the lights on. Mm. Ah,
Ruined this guy's whole plan. Wow, crazy.
jeez, it's like we're heroes or something.
Man,
Right?
almost like you guys are level 15 or something. Wow.
Let's not even go there. That's mind blowing.
Crazy.
That's much. Okay. I'm gonna try to be sneaky. I'm not sneaky, but I'm gonna try to be sneaky. If they set up some little door guard like that, then this is probably where they stop, or not stopped, but where they are. So
Do you want me to walk ahead and poke in the doorways?
Hannah's voice just pops up out of
Ugh.
nowhere.
Why don't we all take a door?
yeah. Okay,
I
you're
feel like that would be the best. I mean, we're in a big hallway, so if
Well, I
anything
can't be
happens-
seen.
Right, and I have sneaks. So
You and me?
yeah.
Let's do it.
Which door do you want to take?
There's two on your right, one immediate, one on your left, and then another one on your right.
I'll
for
take the
main
first
hallway.
one on my right. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what left and right was from that angle.
I know. I was like, I'm over here like.
Yeah, I'll take Tana will go to the first one on the right.
Perfect. The second you enter this room, Hannah, you feel the heat of the back of this room radiating off of the coals. There are 4 stone tables in here. They look like they're supposed to be workstations of some kind. There are smith's tools all over the place, spread across the tables, on top of the aprons, protective aprons that are meant to catch like metal shavings and spewings of magma, and helmets that are hanging from hooks on the walls all over the place. And there's pieces of sheet metal and weapons that are just stacked on top of each other in the 4 corners of this room. It almost looks like the engines that were built on the bottom of this thing would have come from this forge. There are some very suspiciously round and circular cylinders that are still on the wall, almost like prototype situations.
And there's no one in the room.
There's no one in here.
Hannah will just walk back to the group.
No one in that room. It's a forge, by the way. It's very toasty. I don't recommend going in there.
Unless you're cold.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Uh, Treble's gonna go to this one on the left.
Rebels it's great. Okay, this is a about a 5 foot diameter well that has a very wide stone rim in the center of this room. Trouble. There's an iron lever very similar to the one upstairs, except it doesn't have a ruby on the end of it. Um, it's jutting up from the floor next to the well that's resting in a position that points it towards the door. So the same situation, it's pointing in the same direction as the one upstairs was when it was originally pointing towards the captain's chair. Um, you smell this room before you enter it. You can tell that the well does not contain water. There is some sort of corrosive, acid, smelly liquid in here. It does not smell great.
And there's nobody in there either, I'm assuming.
There's nobody in here either.
Okay, so I'll go back to the group. Yeah, there's nobody in there either, but there's some nasty goop in there that really smells bad. I think it's like toxic, something corrosive. I don't know, but it smells gross.
Oh, goop.
Ew.
Yeah, bad.
There's just a little voice to your left that pops up.
Yeah, goop.
Would I have seen anything in the forge room that could carry some goop?
Corrosive goop.
There are smith's tools in there. I'll say there's a couple of like small metal like
Like a ladle?
a ladle or a person learning to make a large thing that could house a rocket, that same cylindrical shape, might start with a small tankard to master how to shape that metal. So I would say there are a couple of cups with lids if you would like a cup with a lid, Tana.
Oh.
Is that what you want?
There's so the party just hears Hannah's giggling as she goes into the forge, and you just see two tankards floating across the hallway. And then two tankards come back out of the room with goop. She's going to go to the where the engines are, and she is going to huck one of the tankards up onto the engines to try and let it corrode. And then there's just a tankard floating back.
Okay.
I think I broke it more. But
Yeah,
I saved this.
You are utterly delightful.
A role model, truly.
you
Thanks.
hear a very satisfying sizzle as you splash these engines with a little bit of the goop. Are you doing anything with this lever in the room with the goop? Since you're breaking things. This one
feel like
only
we
has
should
two
break it.
directions, forward and back.
I pulled the
currently.
last lever.
I'll pull this one and Trouble just shrink.
Trouble's gonna pull the lever in here?
Yep.
Okay. Trouble, as you pull this lever, I mean, you guys could clearly see and smell the goop that Tana had in the tankard as she walked down the hallway. It didn't even splash against the sides. It kind of gurgled and lapped at the edges, threatening to kind of, oh my gosh, what's that movie with Adam Sandler? Is it Adam Sandler with the little goop guy? It's like that consistency, like Jello almost.
Oh, I know what you're
Just
talking.
know
No,
what
it's
I
Eddie
mean?
Murphy.
It's Eddie Murphy.
It's Eddie
Oh
Murphy.
my gosh,
and I
I'm
know which
thinking of
movie you're talking about.
Isn't it Flubber? With
Flubber.
Flubber. Yes.
That's Robin Williams, isn't it?
Consistency.
Oh, is it Robin
It's-
Williams?
Is it
I
Robin
thought it was definitely Eddie Murphy.
Somebody.
It's been so long since I watched that. I'm gonna add it to my list. of watch.
It's Robin Williams. Eddie Murphy was a professor.
Oh, was
my
that the
gosh.
Nutty Professor?
No, Nutty
The Nutty
Professor.
Yeah.
Professor. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
They all have a very similar vibe to me. I was thinking of Eddie knows.
Also a good movie. Also a good movie.
Pictures. Okay. So that arrow to me, that's great. That's wonderful.
That's
You
fair.
hear as you pull this lever, Treble, because of the thickness of this liquid, you hear a plug being unstoppered at the bottom of this well, and kind of like a slurping, sucking sound as all of this juicy, gelatinous substance starts to sink, and the level starts to sink down into the bottom of the well until you can finally see the bottom of this thing. Because of the light coming into the hallway, you can see that it has a bottom. You can't necessarily make out what it is down there, but if anybody has dark vision, you'll be able to see into the bottom of the well.
Oh, I think I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. Anybody
Everybody
looking
right
to
now has
catch-
300 feet of dark vision.
Oh,
because I
you
did
shared
that
your
last
thing.
time. Mhm.
That's right.
That's
Perfect.
right.
Great. Wonderful. So you see in the bottom, there are corroded remains of the skitter widgets and the kitty widgets. A lot of them look like they were beyond repair before they hit the bottom. Um, this looks like it's not designed to corrode metal that well. It will over time. You can kind of hear the same sizzle that Tana splashing the engines, that effect has on them. As they sizzle in the bottom like bacon in the bottom of a pan, you see the glint of a ring. If anybody wants to give me a perception check, you might know what kind of a ring this is.
I will try.
Absolutely.
As well, I.
19.
17.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Perfect.
A 2.
A
Oh.
2.
A 3
you
because it's
wanna
a plus
try.
1, so it's a
7.
3. So
Oh.
Treble's just gonna be like shiny.
Tiny.
Oh, we should get that.
And just as you guys realize what this is, you hear coming from the deep depths of the basement. I'm still looking for my ring, by the way.
All right. Can I?
Footsteps are actively coming towards you.
Who wants to go get the ring? Because I can levitate them.
We don't. Oh, I have telekinesis. I can just levitate the ring.
Oh shit! Yeah.
There you go.
Tana's gonna pull out the book and
Wait, where is it? Locate object. Locate creature. No,
While she's searching
No.
for it, I'm just gonna get ready for battle.
I think that's a muffin recipe. No, that's not it. Oh, found it. Telekinesis. Hang on.
Tana will start casting telekinesis out of the book, the other wizard's book.
Great. Perfect. Yeah, you can easily get this ring of telekinesis out of the bottom of the well using telekinesis. I love that. That's amazing. Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Cleaning it off a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Probably with a handkerchief that I don't want back because I'm assuming it's goo covered. Yeah.
Who wants it? It's a sorcerer or wizard item. So I guess that's
Oh.
me.
Or me. By the way,
that's
I'm
you.
a sorcerer.
Are you a sorcerer?
Yeah,
Oh,
wild magic.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, here, you take it.
Oh,
I have
now we
enough-
both have telekinesis.
I have enough
Right?
things to cause chaos with.
Oh, we match.
Twins.
As you put this on,
Yep, I most
Okay.
certainly will.
as you put this on, the skitter widgets and the kitty widgets that are in the bottom of the well are no longer operational, but the ring, as you put it on, you feel a pull towards them, and one of the legs on them twitches.
I knew they were going to be my friends. Uh, I want to try to maybe not right now because we have footsteps coming down, but I'm gonna like I want to try to get those things out.
You try to get them out. These
Yeah.
ones are beyond repair, but you know with the ring on, you could control any one of these things.
Okay, if I find some
Specifically
other
up to
ones,
7 of them. Now, I'm assuming you're taking the time to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting it
Okay.
on, so I don't know if we have an hour right now. But
It's yeah, I mean, like I'm just saying, like for you to know as a player,
yeah,
so I don't forget to tell you.
yep,
That's all.
Roger Dodger.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, footsteps coming towards you guys. Are we remaining near this room? What's happening?
Uh,
I know Trouble said I'm getting ready for battle. Is everybody else
Mhm.
doing the same thing?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would step out of the room for sure. Hearing footsteps because I'd rather not battle in this small area. So go
Same.
back into the hallway.
Tana's also visible again.
Really?
Yeah, because telekinesis is a concentration spell. So my con on the other one drops.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
You guys see as the entirety of this cult, led by a small gnome, who looks like he's seen better days. He looks like he's in charge, but he has had like the corner pointy hat of shame on one too many times instead of like a wizard hat. He just looks like he belongs, in the back of a classroom doodling. He doesn't really look like he's supposed to be in charge. But he looks up at all of you, and Soaring, he sees the glint on your finger of his ring. And he raises a finger at you. Not his pointer finger, but his middle finger on his right hand. And goes, "It's funny. That's not where that goes." And if it's okay with production, I think that's where we're going to take our break this evening.
What kind of ring? Soren's gonna look at her fingers, look at the gnome, look at her.
A gnome ring that would fit on his like thicker middle finger will fit you perfectly on like
Yeah.
a regular finger.
I try to move it. It doesn't work.
Right.
I think I
Perfect.
have one of those rings.
Amazing.
But-
Okay. So yeah, let me. I don't know. Yeah. Well, like break time message. Sorry, I'm
Break
assuming
time.
that I should have said that before. I've known for like 2 minutes that I was going to do that, and I didn't.
Oh,
So my bad, production. That's fully on me.
look! I got the ring. Little
Oh
tiny
my
ring.
gosh, you have a prop ring.
I like how it doesn't fit. I love that.
Oh,
It
that's
was-
so good.
Yep.
I love that.
I
Excellent.
got a couple of them.
A couple of them. Wonderful. I will say real quick, Soaring, with the
Mhm.
ring on, you can tell that all of the mechanical creatures like physically left this space and went up the stairs. You now see their tracks.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, we're getting the thumbs up from production to go on breaks. Everybody take 10. We're going to run a couple ads to pay the Bezos tax so you guys don't have to watch ads for watching our stream. We thank you for being here. Remember to sub if you have a Bezos sub. We're only a few away from being at our sub goal for the month. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a deep breath. And we'll be back at like 8:36. I can do math, I promise. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Candlekeep Mysteries, Cat and Cats. Thank you for taking a brief break with us, just to take a moment to reset and recharge and refuel. Uh, we left our party in the middle of a hallway that should be dark, but is now light because of the giant hole in the that has been created by the tilting of the tower. The makeshift rocket, as you will, that is supposedly taking a small collection of Candlekeep Library books into the middle of outer space, or D&D outer space, the outer planes, if you would. Um, Stonky J. Knobtopper has just made his appearance with his 10 animalistic cult members all in their masks behind him, a lot of them still with rope, maybe like around their ankles or around their wrists. They did not have time to undo all of them. So some of them are at a great disadvantage. They do not look like they are in any position to fight. They are literally cornered at the end of this hallway where you guys have the way out. They do not. They know this. Um, and Stonky remains pointing his middle finger at all of you. What are you doing?
Are you saying this as a DM or in character?
I am saying this as the DM.
Okay.
Yeah, he has not said another word other than
Okay.
Okay. Well, I know what I want to do if anybody wants to go first because mine's better at the end, I think, maybe, depending.
We're here to potentially stop you from destroying more stuff and causing more fissures. We're
I would love
the
to know what I'm destroying. Stonky J Knobtopper is my name. The J stands for genius, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, hey, hi, Tana Grayson Glimspark. I am the local tower conservation expert and funny enough, rocket propulsion expert as well. Pleasure to meet you.
And she's going to walk forward and put out her hands and to shake his hand.
I will, as a person who is more than okay with doing the villain thing of sharing his entire plot, will eagerly reach out to grab your hand, instantly believing you're on his side. Oh, so like us gnomes, we all just have long names, huh? And he kind of like laughs to him. But uh why are you here though? Like I already made this tower operable again. I mean all of the systems shut down, so I'm going to have to get myself up to the observatory, but you'll just excuse me. We've got a show to run.
Actually, I'm going to have to stop you right there. You are actually in violation of Code 3, Appendix A, subsection B, paragraph 3. You actually have too many items that are not fully nailed down within the vicinity of your propulsion system. Therefore, you cannot move forward with your plan. Also, you're in violation of Article A of the Planetary Conservation Network's agreement with the local ordinances. So we're going to have to see a written letter of consent from the locals that you do have right to potentially destroy their property should you choose to fire off said rocket into space. Also, we need a list from the local officials of who came through and inspected your systems prior to launch in order to make sure that everything was fully operational ahead of time. Otherwise, I will have to enforce the 1,000 gold fine for both items if they are not fulfilled.
Interesting. You see, he, as a janitor, they're all wearing janitor. I'm gonna have to need. I'm gonna ID, but like you see, not really totally sure. He needs is he's like elbowing the guy behind him that's in a goat mask to like write this down.
I mean, we aren't like members of the city watch, so we don't carry around a badge and a flip book. That's something you only really hear about in the stories. We don't actually do that in real life. But if you would like to come with us back to my office, I am more than happy to share that information with you.
I mean, look at this
Mhm,
woman. She is obviously put together. This agent knows what she's about in a
mhm.
way that it looks like you do not. I would like to roll persuasion to try to nag them into going along with her plan.
I'll tell you what, you are going to roll persuasion against his perception as he has started to look behind you, and it is pretty far down, but he is looking right at the very horizontal rockets.
Okay. I'm good with that. Oh no, I rolled horribly. I have a plus 14. My total roll is 16.
Oh no. Actually,
Wait. Oh, but can I do Tides of Chaos and choose to make that with advantage and try to roll again higher?
yes. You were also one of my ones that made a deal with the devil, so if you would like to make this an at 20, you can.
Oh, that's right.
But I can
Yeah.
also I can make a roll of yours a nat one.
That's
So just
that's
That's
fine.
just remember that as soon as you use your nat 20, unless it's the last roll of the game, as soon as you do that, my power is invoked.
Okay,
So
let's do it.
oh my.
Let's do it.
the only other person here who did that, by the way, I think was Tana. So
Yeah, I don't think Trouble impeded it. I think we played it safe.
I'm all about that chaos.
think you're nat 20?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, because he rolled
I
a
want this
19.
to work. I think her plan is amazing. So I support.
Yeah. You see he looks at you, Soaring, and he looks at his ring and he's like, see, I'm really inclined to believe you, but unfortunately, you have something that I need. And he like holds out his hand, take his ring.
Uh
Do you have any articles of
Spectre is also
identification stating that that is in fact your ring? Because without any identifying proof that you were in fact the previous purchaser of it, Soaring is well within their rights to keep it.
Oh,
yeah,
I
by
do
the
actually.
paragraph
have
of
the rec-
finders keepers. Yes. Yeah.
Losers, weepers.
I have the receipt in my study. Um, up in the rocket. If you guys would just like to follow me, and you see starts to walk past you guys, and the cult members kind of form like a single file line. A couple of them are scooting because their feet are still tied together. And then they they like sit back because a couple of the other cult members have knives, so they shimmy them loose. So everybody's loose all of the sudden. Nobody has weapons though. Like they're all in janitorial uniforms. The most you saw any of them with were brooms on the first floor of the tower when you saw a few of them when you guys first walked in. They are not threatening you whatsoever. You let them go past you?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really a threat, at least from what we see.
We're
But
just
like,
on
what are we
kind
gonna
of
do
a
when they
time
go up?
crunch. You see, this thing's gonna take off in about 2.5 minutes.
Oh,
Is it though?
oh,
As far as I'm aware, do you guys know something that I don't?
I mean, it's sideways.
Towards
oh.
the steps, and all of the cult members.
So, so they're about to find out some really useful information in a minute. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna?
I'd like to cast sleep on the cult members.
Utica sleep.
Leave the boss man alone. He can continue running up the stairs and just cast sleep on the cult members.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep.
All right. Okay. Cool. So how much hit points?
Um that's what it didn't tell me. I'm trying to roll for it and it's not like giving me
Because you roll,
I
it's like a drainage system, right? Like you drain one, they fall asleep, and then as long as you get the next one's HP,
yeah,
like
and I'm upcasting it at a third level.
okay.
So it's what is it? It's 5d8 plus 4d8. So 9d8. Oh my god, I do not want to roll that. Go Google. A total of 57.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. You only down 2 of them. Only 2
Ooh.
of them fall asleep. Has to be all of their HP.
Yeah.
Okay. One looks like he's about to pass out, and then he just doesn't.
That's unfortunate. That did not these are not just normal janitors.
What is the HP of a normal janitor?
I mean,
Three,
like,
three,
yeah,
three,
yeah,
maybe 5.
under 10.
Janitor?
They're supposed to be squishy. They're janitors.
Sorry,
They're
level
not
one
supposed to have
spellcasting
classes.
janitors.
Well, I suppose Candlekeep would have fancy janitors.
I mean, I would think they would be squishy seeing as old boy was the first janitor to go.
Yeah. Okay, so the 2 of them fall asleep. What did the rest of them? Do they just keep running?
I will say 2 of them stay behind. There are still 6 following.
What do those other 2 do?
The other
Well,
2, like for protection purposes, kind of look at you funny, and they are taking turns. One of them will put one for the shoulder, and they will take them back into the room that Stonky and all of the cult members. There is a brass sign on the door that says workshop. But that's the only other.
So we just gonna like jet and leave them to their broken castle, or
I mean, we should probably.
fireball the room?
Is there any way for us to jam the door shut that they just went into for this workshop?
Roll me a D100. 1 to 49. It opens outwardly.
I have a crowbar.
Yeah.
95.
95. It opens inwardly. So it opens like into the room. So
Oh, we
unless
could
you
just
can-
tie it.
Yeah,
What are
I
you
have
tying
some
it
rope.
to?
What are
Don't they have-
are these statues that are in the
Right.
halls?
They are statues.
I
Yeah.
will take my rope and tie it to that. Tie the doorknob closed to that statue. While I'm snickering the whole time.
This
doing
is
it.
one of my favorite pranks to do as a kid. Only in rooms that had more than one door. But yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead. Who is the person taking point on this trouble? As you get about a 10-second glimpse into the room. Give me a perception check.
It's a 10.
A 10. Even with a 10, you see a desk in the far back of the room. The only reason I'm saying this, you cannot miss it. There is a bright red button. It is not currently lit, but it looks like it was lit recently. It's just it's on like a black box in the president's office kind of a situation. Like
Ooh.
red button on a desk. So yeah.
There is a red button. A red button. I want to go push the red button.
There's a what?
There's a red button in the room.
Oh. Oh. I wonder what it
Go
does.
push the button. I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that it kills us all horrifically, and that's not too bad. So, I mean,
You
we've
know?
already we've messed with the engines. We've tilted the thing. So if you press the button now, it might just make the whole, like make everything go up, and then we don't have to worry about them being cross about the ring or anything. So
That's true. Might just go kaboom.
Push the button.
But it looks like somebody recently pushed it, so I don't know.
Just push the button and then destroy it.
Yeah, let's go destroy more stuff. Let's do it.
I know. P, what do you think?
And Tana's gonna drop the polymorph on P. Which technically should have dropped earlier, but I just remembered that I had polymorph P. I forgot, sorry.
That felt a little funny. I think maybe we should see if the button looks like it's connected to anything first, or like maybe take a second glance before we slam on it.
That's wise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go knock these two out, or just gonna bulldoze past them.
I mean, doesn't matter. Like they're kind of pushovers.
I mean, they
You know,
kind of are. You're right. Let's just go up in there, and then Trouble's just gonna walk up in there, not even looking at them. She's just gonna glide right past them. Just be like, "Hey, y'all."
They are currently concerned with reviving their friends, so
Oh, perfect.
you are able to get right past. The second you get up to the black box, you see the button just kind of presses like a "that was easy" button. It doesn't really have much to it. It's just
oh,
the stand. But the wire is it's a blue wire and it leads upstairs. It almost looks like it's fed through the ceiling.
Oh,
You don't know where it goes.
Hey, you two. You over there with the other two.
One person in a sheep mask and one person in a chicken mask turn around and look at you.
What's that do?
They shrug.
and then Trouble's gonna be like, "Don't worry, Tana, I got this."
They look at each other and then look back at you, Trouble, and just shake their heads.
Maybe it's sheep. Ba 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 ba.
They are staring at you like you're a 4-year-old that just asked them, like, why the sky is blue.
Yeah, I got nothing. Should we just punch them?
If you remember, the ones upstairs were bound to silence. I don't know if you were there or not, but Tana, you know that.
You said this is a
Yeah, I wouldn't know
workshop. What kind of workshop-y items are in here?
So, first of all, this room is the brightest room since the first room that you guys were in, considering it is all the way in the back of this cavernous basement. It is lit by 8 lanterns. They're oil lamps hanging from the ceiling. This is marble molding, riveted iron plates on the walls. Very uppity. This is like a it's like a throne room on a smaller scale, kind of like Knights of the Round Table style. There's 5 stone tables in here, and they all have unfinished mechanical constructs on them. All of them are in various states of completion. Soaring, if you're listening, your ring is going crazy right now. There are components and parts that are scattered all across the tables and the floor. Now, if you guys look under the tables, Soaring and Treble are the only ones who would recognize these things, but there are kitty widgets, not skitter widgets, but the baby versions of the big ones, kind of hiding in the metal beneath the tables. But what is on the tables are currently unfinished skitter widgets, the big ones.
psst, 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 psst. Come here, babies. Come here.
They are cowering in fear.
Okay. Does Tana have a dagger? Ah, I have a small knife. I would like to try and cut the wire.
I was gonna say cut the wire.
You wanna go over and cut the wire?
Yeah.
You cut the wire. It sparks for a second, and you don't know if anything happens from that.
Well, the button's unusable now. Should we go up and see what he's up to?
I mean, might as well.
Maybe he's screaming his face off of what you just cut. Let's go.
From
Oh, that would be
upstairs,
funny.
you guys hear a shout, followed by a glass being thrown against a wall.
Ooh, he's big mad.
I mean, he did leave the other rocket expert alone in the basement with something that was apparently important, so.
Eh.
He really played himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the J stands for genius, so.
Let's go watch the show.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if he's an abusive boss.
I
mean, he
mean,
just
he-
threw a glass in the wall, so yeah.
He did magically force all of his employees into silence, so
Oh, yeah, that too.
it's like the ultimate NDA. Rude.
That would be binding to the state of California too. Shit.
Wow. All right. Yep. You guys are all up here. Perfect. I am not putting all 10 people up here, but this is your man. He's got a couple followers, but I'll put masks because they're all wearing masks.
Is okay.
Well, there's only 6 of them.
Yeah.
There we go.
So he threw his beer against the wall or whatever. I don't think it was a beer. But he threw his drink or something against the wall and broke it. And his poor employees are all lined up looking like they're gonna get shot.
You guys can easily like grab onto something over here. All of the employees are kind of the fellow cultists are leaning up against the wall that is like falling over. And you guys hear the whole building as you guys enter the top of this tower. The weight distribution is starting to be a little bit too much as you guys enter the ceiling. Especially with your centaur joining up here. So
We're
it
about
is
to
up
bring
to
the
you
whole
guys.
tower down.
Yeah, it is up to you guys, like, if you want to traverse to that side of the room, but I'm telling you, over here even, a bit unsafe. Stonky is looking down at the lever, like, in tears. And he's looking at the steering wheel, aggressively trying to turn it. It will not budge.
Oh no, did something happen to your machine, little man?
You did
What
apply
did you
for
do?
you did apply for rocket insurance, right?
This thing was abandoned and uninhabitable before I took it over, so no, didn't cross my mind.
Well,
Oh,
that's
jeez.
just foolish. I mean,
Yeah.
any sort of
Mhm.
enterprise that you embark on, you want to make sure that you're properly insured.
Amateur hour.
Has
We're
this
just nagging him.
Tana's gonna look to the others. Has this gnome been making sure that you all get 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch per day? That's just standard.
You guys, before they can answer, who has the sending stone?
Not
know.
Tana.
I don't have a stone, but I have sending as a spell.
The stone? Where did we get the stone?
Bookworm. Where you guys came to the tower, gave you a so that you guys could be contacted, or you could contact Candlekeep.
I feel like Soaring or Treble would probably have that. Because y'all were talking to Bookworm, right?
Yeah, I don't have it in my notes or on my inventory, so I might have messed that up.
I know I gave Bookworm an apple before I left. I can't remember if Bookworm gave me something.
We'll say it's you. We'll say it's
So we're
Trouble.
just gonna say it's me. I have it.
Treble's making friends with everybody at the library. Treble, you hear a ring in your pocket.
Oh. Hold on, I'm getting a call, y'all. Hold up. Hello, it's me.
It's me. Don't really, but it's me. Oh, hello, hello. This is Bookworm.
Hey, y'all, it's Bookworm. Hey, Bookworm, how you doing?
I'm dead. Me
Oh no!
Like, Bookworm, what happened? You called me from above. From
This is
across
why.
the
This is
way.
why I can't run horror games right here. Exhibit A.
I gotta take him.
Gosh. Just wondering, how's it going? Did you stop the cult, perhaps?
Oh yeah, they big mad. They big mad over here, Bookworm. Yeah, we did some things, and this ain't going nowhere.
I was just curious because looking over the horizon, that thing looks rather horizontal. It does. That's all. Is it tipping? Are you in it? Are you in the top? Because I would probably recommend getting on out of there. Do you need reinforcements?
Let me consult. Tana, come here. Do we need backup, or are we good? You think we can get out of here? I think we can get out here. It's just
I
a
mean,
couple of janitors.
should we? I mean, I guess.
I mean,
I think we'll be okay. I think we can take them.
I think we'll be.
They
You
didn't
know
even know
what?
about insurance.
I think we're good. You know what, Bookworm? I think we're good. I think we're just going. We're just gonna handle the rest of this. The tower might come down, so I don't know if you need to evacuate some people from the surrounding areas or if they're already gone. But we will probably be quite literally bringing the tower down.
Amazing. Quick question.
Yeah.
Are they gonna like come back, or are you guys gonna like are we killing them? Like what I'm just curious like what
Mhm.
exactly the plan is, because I didn't really there's not really a plan on our end. We'd
Right.
rather like our janitors back, but they did
Yes.
steal an awful lot of books.
Right.
With the restoration project going on and everything. So
Mhm.
Uh,
As a thief, I would say not to discriminate against them for their past thievery. That's just me though. But you do have a point. I mean, do you really want these people in your employment? I mean, they stole books. They could have been stealing money for y'all, money, valuable objects. But they was, I'm not saying not to say that the books aren't valuable, but money, jewels. They could have had you pimping, but no. Instead, they out here stealing your valuable books. It's just disrespectful, Bookworm. But as far as killing them, we're negotiating that right now. I can't really tell you how it's gonna end up. We're gonna try to get them out because that's what P wants us to do. We respect P's. We respect P's thoughts. So we're gonna try, but we can't really promise anything.
oh, if Bookworm's asking, let them
Yes.
know I cannot promise non-lethal force with my spells, but the rest of you can use non-lethal force, and we can try and bring them in alive.
Yes. Okay. I hope you heard that, Bookworm. We will, Tana. We'll try not to use lethal force, but if it happens, it happens. But we're gonna try to bring them back. That's all I can really say to you.
that would be preferred. Have a nice day. And
Wait, Bookworm, wait before you go.
Mhm.
We're probably gonna need some more lemonades though, because I had to pour one out for Adara. So if you could hook that up and get some cookies, that would be great.
I'm not gonna question that. Gertrude is currently goodie bag mode. So
Oh,
I would
fantastic.
maybe have that conversation when you get back. That seems a little heavy right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
So
feel you. I got you.
and you do hear in the background in the library like, ooh, ask them all what their favorite chocolate is. I'm making a fresh bag of cookies.
Oh, what kind of chocolate you guys want?
Yes.
Gertrude's
Oh,
making cookies.
yeah, dark chocolate would be great.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Before
Dark
you
chocolate,
can
milk chocolate, white chocolate. P, what do you want? What kind of chocolate do you want, P?
before you can answer, the
Anything
line
chocolate
is
pieces.
dead.
And then it just goes dead. Hello? Oh,
The
okay.
time on the sending stone ran out.
But did they hear about the chocolate? Do you think they heard the
Yeah,
chocolate before?
I You know, I think so, but if not, I think Gertrude has us. I think she knows our taste at this point.
I hope. I mean, it's been anyway. Wait, what are we doing? Chocolate?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be getting these people out.
You look over, Treble, and Stonky's just looking at you like, what the heck are these? Like, just having a phone conversation about possibly killing us right in front of our faces? Like, Stonky is probably the person with the closest center of gravity to the floor, so he's just fine right now. Um, he has both fists up, kind of like using the floor to leverage himself. Um, I mean, am I going to prison?
No, you're probably just gonna go back and work as a janitor. Is that what you were before?
He looks down at his janitorial costume.
If you all leave and come quietly with us, then you know you can have your old jobs back. Or since you are a genius, they may find other use for you in the library if you show them your brilliance.
Or you could stay here and could come to fisticuffs
hmm
and I, mm,
I really don't
I
want to drop a fireball on any of you, so if you could just come with us, that'd be great.
yeah.
I mean, thankfully, doing a fireball would be very bad in your best interest because there's a lot of books here. So,
I mean, we don't really work for the library.
Yeah,
We're
couldn't
more
care
like
less.
So,
contractors, you know.
I'm only
yeah.
required not to light books in the library when I'm in the library, and this is not the library, so I don't care.
that's right, you work for the tower inspection committee, right?
hmm Exactly.
And that's all sorts of towers. Like it's not
hmm
specific to library towers or like sleeping princess tower, all sorts of things.
Oh, Sleeping Princess Towers are a lot of fun. Usually there's a dragon involved.
That's true. It's a huge umbrella when you really think about it.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like a niche market, but
As you guys are talking, you see the ceiling, now that you've cut the wire from the basement, is open. Just a couple inches. And there are a few cult members that are attempting to get high enough on the ceiling so that they may hoist themselves out. And the tower begins to teeter just a little bit. And you hear the creak of metal and glass on stone as this thing is threatening to nosedive headfirst into the chasm.
All right, so everybody, what's it gonna be? We leaving? You coming back with us?
If you decide to come back with us, I think you should get off of the ceiling. Maybe not go that way. Maybe go this way. You know, back downstairs. I think that's the safer route.
Yeah. Well,
hmm
either way, we're leaving, so y'all have a good choice. Tiana's gonna start running down the stairs.
Stonky looks at the. You guys locked the door downstairs, right? Like secured it?
Which one? The one where people were
The
in the
workshop?
basement? I don't
Yeah.
think we ever did because we went
then
into
we got
it and then we
distracted by
left
the
it.
button.
Just didn't say if we did
Okay.
anything with it.
Perfect. Those folks begin to come up the stairs. Before they can get all the way to the top, Stonky sighs, looking at his life's work come to crumble in front of his very eyes. We got about 200 books here, so if everybody takes about 10. And he kind of like shrugs and starts to walk down the stairs, and he'll look back at you guys. You coming?
Sure. Oh, and by the way, this can hold up to 500 pounds, and Tana will cast Tensor's floating disc. 1 inch by 3 feet, and they can pile on as many books as they want. It'll just follow
like-
behind Tana.
Trevor will just be like, start stacking.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys barely made in about 5 minutes with the fact that Soaring was downstairs examining where all the books were in that kind of middle section, the most well-balanced section of the whole tower, before discovering that secret door behind one of the bookcases. As you guys close it, you guys manage to get all of the books in the middle section onto the disc and in your arms, and in the arms of the cultists, who you can tell are in no position to run from you. They all take off their masks one by one because it's a little bit hard to breathe when you're carrying a lot of books in a mask, especially one that's kind of taped onto your head or roped onto your head. These are not the best well-made things. So, you guys head outside, and as you take your first steps onto the grass outside of the brief walkway that there is to get to the door that used to be hidden to get into this tower, you see the word Jeopardy glows above the door for just a moment as the last person escapes the front door, and the door disappears once again, just as it was when you guys found it. The brick wall kind of rebuilds itself in the illusion back to its original state, and the top of the tower creaks, moans, as it leans down to just kiss the edge of the chasm. Not fully moving down, but precarious enough that you're glad you're no inside it. Are you guys all heading back to the library? Because Stonky is just kind of trudging and drinking. He's dragging his feet behind him. Or, kind of following Hannah, walking behind you, looking at all of the books stacked on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we should head. Where Tana's
Yeah,
going, anyways.
I would take a couple moments to do mending a couple of times. To like on if there's any like support beams that are like cracked or anything that look like it might hold it for even just a little while longer, that's what I would try to do.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, you are confident, Soaring, that by propping this thing up a little bit, at least until you get back to the library to tell the Avowed that it's safe to approach, um, maybe some of the folks working on the restoration project will be able to keep this thing from falling into the giant hole that it made. But until then, you guys are headed back to the library. Perfect. Um, as you do so, you see the open air area of Candlekeep where you met Bookworm and saw all of the folks, trying to make bridges across the chasm and try to figure out what the heck caused the chasm, and people freaking out about their businesses that could have been affected by the chasm. And the side of the Candlekeep library that was missing a couple of bricks due to the explosion in the ground. The bricks have been replaced and kind of mortared over so that all everything's in corrective order once again. The side door that you guys left out of is once again closed. You get the idea that this is kind of a Candlekeep secret door, like an evacuation door. It is not meant to be the primary entry of the Candlekeep library. They do try to limit entry to people who are supposed to be there, and are not trying to sneak in, so the side door is not monitored. So, you guys have the option again to go through the front door or the back door. Last time you chose the front door. The back door is right next to the door to the restricted section. It's just basically a quicker way down to the basement. But yeah, you guys are free to walk into the Candlekeep library. You see Stonky and everybody is heading into the library. Still everybody's dragging their feet. Everybody has ditched their mask. Nobody that had a mask on and has it on their person anymore. To assume that they were thrown into the chasm.
That's poetic.
Are you all following them into the library?
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. The second you guys enter, you see the remnants of the table from Gertrude and Gazri's date. The candles have since burnt to a crisp against the candelabra that was in the center of the tablecloth. Drippings are all over what remained of the plates. They pretty much cleaned house with the meal that Gertrude made after you all left. And they had a moment to themselves. It was partially nervous eating. You can tell it was way too much food for two people. They probably shared it amongst some of the folks out in the open air. And Gertrude bursts out of the out of the basement door with Ginny close behind, with 5 bags in her hands, kind of jingling with coin, as Ginny, running up behind her, is sporting um, long rest adjacent lemonades as requested, and a large, large tray of cookies and finger sandwiches. Gertrude is approaching the 4 of you. Oh, okay. This is funny. I have 5 bags and there's only 4 of you. What's going on?
Well, a card from a deck of many things, many thanked Adara away.
Mhm.
Yep.
Cool. I've never heard many thing as a verb before. That's new for me. Oh, okay. That's really unfortunate. Uh, Gertrude takes a seat in her big chair behind the librarian's desk, and she will pocket one of these small bags with tassels on the sides, the one with gold tassels, back into her pocket, kind of tucking it underneath her the front of her dress. And she'll look up at everybody, gesturing for Ginny to pass out the refreshments if anybody would like one. The sandwiches are for a short rest, the lemonades are for a long rest, and the cookies are just as always. So take what you need, nothing less. The sandwiches, I will say, will keep pocket sandwich. They're just made with like preserved meat. They're like little Wonder Bread situations, like a D&D PB&J that'll last in your purse. It's not like a cold cuts situation. Um,
Tana will take one of everything and drink the lemonade now.
okay.
Pretty much the same, and I'm gonna Soren's gonna put some of the jerky inside the peanut butter sandwich and then put it.
Gosh. All right. Perfect. I'm assuming you do the same thing, Trouble. You do the same thing. Everybody's
Yeah, I'm gonna be sipping some of that lemonade and eating cookies.
perfect. There is an extra lemonade available, Trouble, if you wanted to pocket one,
Yes,
to have
I
one
will
on
pocket that
hand.
one. I will
Perfect.
pocket that one for sure.
Okay. um, and you guys see behind Gertrude's desk, the entire floor has now been replaced from dust bunnies to dried mushrooms. And she looks more frantic than usual. Gazray is nowhere to be found. The doors to the bathrooms are shut for the first time. Um, and the door to the basement is open, but there's no light coming from down there. She displays the 4 pouches that she had brought out on the edge of the desk, gesturing for everybody to take one. Each contains 500. Um, I know it's not much, but it's pretty much all the library can afford right now. You did bring us back a lot of prized books, but until we get them reprocessed, I have to pay for that manpower. And unfortunately, no one really wants to be here right now, so everything's fine. Everything's good. And as she finishes her sentence, you see 3 members of the Avowed that have clearly seen better days come in. They are bloodied, they are scarred on their faces. These don't look like particularly old and renowned Avowed members. These look like who was available in a time of crisis. And they are all holding swords, shields, and wearing the best armor that they could find in a pinch. And you can tell, any of you who have previously fought the wyverns that are currently attacking the edges of Candlekeep, that these were the 3 Avowed that they sent. They are barely standing, and all 3 of them will gladly and happily reach for a lemonade from Jenny. And she races down back to the basement to grab a third because she only had 2 left. She runs back up, hands the one gentleman one that was missing one, and all 3 of them proceed to the kids' corner of the library and just lay on their backs on the floor, staring at the ceiling, all of their armor kind of clinking together in a pile as they lay adjacent to each other.
Oh no.
Does the kids section have like one of those big, huge, fluffy shag rugs that's just like, but it's always clean and it's always smells good because it's Candlekeep? Oh, those
Except for
poor
the like
babies.
except for like the popsicle stains from
Yeah.
like kids that like let them drip a little too much. Yeah, it's nice. A little sticky in a couple places, but it smells fruity. So, um anybody looking around Gertrude's desk, it almost would appear that the mushrooms around her desk are a message. They are nowhere else. They are, a lot of them, the same color as her glasses and the tray that she uses for her cookies, and the same color as the nameplate that she keeps on her desk. And she looks up at everybody. Okay, so it's been a long road for you guys being here so far. I'm hoping that it doesn't seem like I'm bribing you or anything. I mean, I'm trying to pay you for past efforts with the money that I'm giving you today, but uh what I'm about to tell you is kind of, I needed to make sure that you were strong enough before I maybe asked for real help. I mean, thank you so much for taking care of Shemsheim. That was a huge problem. Now the restoration project is back on track. Thank you for taking care of Gazri. You know, he's been a long-time love interest for me, and we got to have our first date because of you, and that was really sweet. No. And she kind of winks at Soaring. Myrtle isn't currently here, but she understands how you feel. Uh, and she goes, and thank you for bringing back our janitorial staff. I know it might not seem that important, but with the restoration project in full swing, uh, I will give them the same punishment, that I gave the Kenku, and they're on full-time work duty until they pay off their debts, which are the books that they stole. So, no prison for anybody so far. We're keeping a close eye on them, but I don't really have many staff to spare. Otherwise, I would have already sent folks to do what I'm about to ask you all to do. Uh, there's been a little bit of like a plague situation along the coast. So the dragons, uh, they're currently licking their wounds, as it were. But I think that they're fine because we can't seem to really kill them with swords outright. They don't really seem fully alive. They seem a little dead. So maybe you folks, since you're coming, with so much magic and experience and a can-do attitude between the area, uh, maybe that could be, because those dragons belong to my sister. They it's a whole thing, and you see Gertrude is clutching a large book. It's dirty and dusty and reeking with the smell of spores from an attic, and kind of dripping off of it are said spores that just seem to be emanating from the pages themselves, like a mushroom starter that you can buy, that you water a little bit, you mist it a little bit, and then they just grow and never stop until the starter is dead. Um, this particular starter doesn't even look to be alive, but it is just a constant ebb and flow of growth. Hence all of the mushrooms around her desk. As the book kind of expands and contracts with this necrotic fungal energy, mushrooms fall out of the pages at Gertrude's feet. And you see the look on her face becomes one of remembrance as she opens up the front of the book, and you see the name Candace written on the first page. You know, Candace and I are twins, and she's actually the archdruid that used to take care of like the forest adjacent to Candlekeep. It was a real nice situation. I took care of the books, and I guess you could say she was the person that the books were being written about. She was the adventuring type, and I was the one that I'm more suited behind a desk. Uh you can't really make cookies in the forest. I found out that the hard way. Um but I was wondering if perhaps you all had the time in your day to go and scope out exactly what happened to her, because his diary kind of appeared out of nowhere about a month ago, and I have seen dead mushrooms around a lot, not just coming from the book. Like they walk in here, and I step on them, and they just come back. Like they just never really seem to die. It's like they were never alive in the first place, you know? And I'm just really hoping nothing bad happened to her, but I know these are hers. He used to make them for me a lot, you know, when we were kids, when we were just learning about what power was. But hers were a lot cuter a while ago. You know, those
I could
cute
try
little
to talk to
eyes.
one.
Oh, I mean, you can try. And you look down at the ground, and the second these mushrooms fall from the book, they do have little legs, little arms. They kind of expand and then instantly wither and die. Like they're experiencing a whole lifetime in a matter of seconds.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. I don't want to talk to them even if I could. That'd be horrible.
I mean, I don't mind helping.
Well,
Yeah.
you made that perfectly clear. I mean, I've kind of said you and also
Gertrude,
right.
friends help each other.
Friendship is magic.
My studies are on hold for like another 6 months, so I could go do it.
Okay, well, I just want to warn you. I don't think this is gonna necessarily be the best news, but I haven't heard from her in over a year, and I knew I should have done something sooner, but it just seemed right to let her come to me. You know, we weren't really ever close. You know, she got her job, I got my job.
Yeah, you've been
Got
busy.
busy.
Gertrude, it's okay. You've been busy. You had a lot going on. Curses. You know,
Library. Just that.
library restorations. It's a lot. It's okay.
Just don't let the guilt eat you away day after day. That's definitely that's not a good thing to live with.
Right. We'll investigate the zombie mushrooms. It's okay. You don't gotta worry about it.
Okay, well, in that case, and she pushes the book forward. You can tell it's not gonna hurt you from touching it. She's been clutching it to her chest this whole time. It's open to the first page, and you can tell this is a diary. Candace's diary, to be specific. Just by reading the first couple of pages, as you're reading it, you can almost hear Gertrude's voice adjacent as you're reading the words. They talk very similarly. And you learn that Candace was definitely an adventurer with heart. She went into the forest when Gertrude took over at the library for a chance at adventure, for a chance of making a community out of everybody that relied on the trees for safety, relied on the forest as a source of their power. She was a druid herself. She drew from the trees and the flowers and the plant life. But there was a surge of undead that happened upon the forest a couple of years ago in a cave complex that she was scouting. She was trying to stop the spread of the undead as best she could, and she had her dragons that she'd raised from eggs to help her. The three dragons that, or actually, there's four dragons in this book that she kind of used as scouts for this very purpose. And before long, you know, this book describes a lot of symbiotic relationships that quickly turned bad. And as you're reading a couple of pages deeper and deeper into the book, her words become less about helping the undead and more about controlling them. And how mushrooms are very good at following directions, and mushrooms are very good at performing tasks. And sometimes people are not the best folks to surround yourselves with when you can be surrounded by root networks. Mushroom brains are all knowing. And you see the terms Lady of Lichen begin to replace Candace and Jadalka and then Xanthoria at the very end as a signed name that replaces Can. And as you guys are reading, you can see Gertrude just kind of following your eyes as you read all of the words that she's read over countless times, probably. You don't know how long she's had this book in her possession, but a month is a long time, especially to see this kind of fall in somebody that you knew for so long. It's a lot. This is very close to her. So, as you guys finish up reading what she's provided for you, she looks over the four of your faces to try and gauge how you're feeling compared to how she's feeling herself. Okay, so we know a couple things. Undead problem probably has to do with her dragons, so I don't know how that's dealing with her herself. She seems to have a new name. She seems to maybe be a little bit dead herself. Lady of Lycan, not really sure how I feel about that at all.
I
Everything's
mean,
okay.
that's the coolest part, the Lady of the Lycan. I mean, it's a little bit dark, but goth is cute.
Well, I know where the cave. Um, but I'll warn you guys. Where I'm sending you, the reason I haven't gone by myself, one, haven't had the staff to spare, and two, there's been a kind of sickness going around out there by that cave system. I would suggest not going within 10 feet of anybody that looks a little bit sick, or you might catch it yourself. You know what I mean?
Don't get down with the sickness. Got you.
Wow.
Wow.
I was really hoping somebody would do it.
I can't do it. I can't like actually do it.
I can, but I'm not going to blow my mic out and everybody's earballs out.
Baba Yaga, listen. I'm imagining you doing it. Bravo.
I'll do it later. I have an amazing metal voice. Anyway.
Amazing. So
I love us.
yeah, that's
Just get
good.
that out there.
Perfect. Wonderful. So, you guys, after perusing Candace's diary, after learning some of the details of her journey as an archdruid in the forest, trying to save this cave system, and realizing that that might not have happened for her, she might have instead succumbed to its power, whatever lies within. Um, does anybody want to? Or are we just waiting for further instruction?
Give Gertrude a hug.
I was gonna say
But
comfort
like group
Gertrude.
hug. I'll pick everybody up. I'll hold the halfling and the gnome so that everybody's at like centaur height with Gertrude in a group hug.
Yes,
Amazing.
please. I need the uppies.
Yes.
As you, I'll say, and then behind everybody, holding you guys, in his arms. And Gertrude will come out from behind her desk and join in the group hug. Um, this is really nice. My date with Gasry was nice, but it's nice to just have friends to rely on. I don't necessarily need romance to have a meaningful relationship with somebody. I really respect all of you. And she kind of wipes a tear away, trying to make it seem like, that didn't happen. She's fine.
Aw.
Everything's fine. I do have a map of it's called the Zykortha Expanse is the cave system that she went to. So if you guys would like directions, I will tell you the dragons are on the edge of the forest. For what I know, that's what these guys told me, and she'll gesture over towards the three avowed knights that are still on the floor in the child's reading section. All three of them are asleep. Kind of sleeping off the effects of the lemonade and the sandwiches. All of them took a little bit of both. Probably overkill. We'll see when they wake up. So she hands all of you a piece of paper. Tana, she will hand you like a more detailed version kind of like a schematic situation, um, with directions to the cave system. Everybody else just gets a regular like cave map. Um, it looks like this map has not been updated in a very long time. It is just a cave system. There are pictures of bushes, trees, and really not much else. There is a wax stamp at the corner of each of the maps that you guys have that is a circle of wax with a mushroom stamped into it. Um, Gertrude says, when Candace was first scouting the cave system, she made these for me, for records for the library in case anybody else wanted to do some scouting. So these are quite old, but I hope they'll do, at least to get you guys all started. Okay?
Well, it's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
better than nothing.
right. Plus, we can always update them. And then you see Treble pull out of her bag some crayons and just start coloring in some of the like bushes and trees.
Yes, Treble, on this somewhat ancient document, you start to color like you're at a like an Applebee. that is that's the rogue shit for this episode right there. That's what that is. You definitely won't get lost if you know where the bushes are.
Exactly.
That's why you always let your rogue navigate. Perfect. Well, I think that we will start next episode with a potential wyvern fight. So everybody can prepare for that. I will tell production. I think that's a good place for us to end this evening. Um, I don't want to start a fight 20 minutes before we close. Do you?
Aw.
What, you don't think we can take them in 20 minutes?
Listen, I scheduled for.
Mhm. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Perfect. I'm the DM. Great. While we are figuring out who we're rating, I think I know who we're rating, but I want production just to verify for me. I don't know we have EXO in the chat in case production doesn't get us to a raid. But if everybody will just go around real quick and say yourself and who you're playing this evening, um, and a place to find you on the internet while we close out. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Hype. You wanna go first this time?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
Press?
Gosh. Okay. Normally I have time to prepare. Hi, everybody. I am Sarah, aka the Hype Goblin. I played Tana Graceland Glimspark tonight, and you can find me all over the internet as the Hype Goblin or Sarah Roberts. Just Google either one of those, and there's like 4 pages of Google results that come up. But if you would like to go check out the Game Her Awards, I am currently nominated in 3 categories. So that's my favorite place currently on the internet to direct people. If you'd like to nominate me for Charity Streamer of the Year, Streamer of the Year, or Cosplayer of the Year, um, as I wear my ears, you could do that, or you could go vote for other people.
Amazing. Bobby?
I am Baba Yaga, she, they pronouns. Been playing Soren Snackadoni, who someday eventually is going to be able to tell Myrtle how she feels about her. That's going to be a glorious day. Anyway, yeah, so you can find me on Twitter. Way too much at Shut Up Sarah. No H on my name. I'm one of those special Sarahs.
Great. JJ.
Hey everyone, I'm JJ, your friendly neighborhood TTRPG chef. You can find me on Twitter at JJ_Cray. And you can find me on Twitch at BandReaper97. And today I was playing Trouble Tea Leaf, our wonderful rogue. It was chaotic.
For sure, never has gotten into trouble a day in her life. Wonderful. Beth.
My name is Beth. I was playing Peace and Love, our hippie centaur cleric slash panther. You can find me a little on Twitter, I guess, but that's not actually where you can find me. More probably on like TikTok or something. And I like to have different names for every platform ever. So there I'm going to be Kitten So Very Spicy, just in case you feel like I need you.
Good. All right, perfect. I am being EXO because I know chat a quick message just in case production can't see it because I
Yeah.
think we were discussing rating Fuzka later. Oh, we got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. You're good. We're fine. I just wanted to let everybody know too, for girls run these stuff. First of all, I'm Mo, mother of cats. I'm mother cats with a Z. Better. Um, that's pretty much it right now. Tune in to our next stream here on Girls Run These Worlds tomorrow. Waterdeep Anatomy, a 5e D&D campaign. 3-week situation. Tomorrow's week 2. So you only have one to catch up on tomorrow before 6 p.m. EST if you would like to keep up. We are going to go ahead. I believe we're rating Fuzka this evening. Another one of our wonderful creators and GMs on the channel. So please come over to us to support them. And also throw us a sub if you want to try to help pay for anybody that's on this stream. We
Support
do.
us.
Everybody does a lot here. Everybody is worthy of all good things. I thought I had more to say, so I'm just stalling. Great. We are so ready to raid, I think, this evening. Okay.
Night.
Everybody have a good night.
Bye.